Hey, Clark here, and this video is going to go over the practice FRQs for Unit 8 that I made. So first off, it says the method count evens returns a number of even numbers, the count of even numbers, in the 2D array called matrix. So I look at my method header, and that's the first thing actually right. I'm going to copy and paste it and zoom out a little bit so I can see what I have here. Okay, so then I set up my coding space. Okay, so then basically it has an array of arrays. If I line them up correctly, it'll look nicer. And then it'll count how many even. So 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 10 even numbers. And notice evens could be negative, or not down, but the -2 is even. So it could be even or odd. But basically, I want to loop like normal. So for int r equals 0, r less than matrix. And remember, you have to name it whatever is in the parameter in the parentheses. So matrix.length, r++, just like normal. I get my brackets set up. Oh, before anything, I think I have to have a result. So int result equals 0 because I'm counting, and I start counting at 0. So result starts at 0, and I'd write it on my paper, return result, or just code at the bottom. So I set up my result as an int because it says it has to be an int right there, and I just keep using the same variable name result. And then I loop again because it's a matrix, and I use R and C, rows and columns, and C is less than matrix bracket 0 dot length, and then C++. Okay, so I have my looping set up, and what am I doing again? I'm seeing if it's the even number. Is it an even number? So I say if the current element, so matrix R bracket C equals even is what? %2 equals 0, yeah. So that's how I see if it's even, right? %2 equals 0. That's how I get the current element, matrix RC in brackets. And then I say if it is even, I'm going to say result plus equals 1, or just plus. That'd be easier. Either one is correct. And I don't need all this extra space, but it's fine if I do. So even on the AP exam, don't worry about extra space because you might miss something. You might put result plus but forget to do even, and then later on you go back and read it and say, oh, I forgot even. And instead of trying to squeeze it in, you have all this extra space in between maybe, and you can just write it out. And again, or not again, but a hint for the AP exam, if you put something wrong, it's better to cross it out. Maybe erase it, yes, but erasing can still, since they're scanning these, they scan them and they send them to the College Board, to the graders. It might be easier just to cross it out. So maybe if I had this wrong and I cross it out, or maybe if I had odd, so odd, remember odd is just not equal to 0. So I would have crossed out this line and then written the first line, or the correct line, the first one I wrote. But either way, this is the correct solution now for count evens. I might as well do the next one. What's the next one say? Get some space here. I'll start on line 25. Okay, so the method is decrease in call returns true if and only if all elements in column C are in decreasing order. So it looks like it gives me the matrix and it gives me the column. Oh, this is wrong. Int column. Oh no. Oh no, I have to go fix it on the other thing as well. So how can I change the size? Okay, so it has to give you the column C. So I messed up that. In decreasing order. Decreasing order means each subsequent or next element is less than or equal to the previous element. So if I look at this, so I have column 0 in this matrix 2. So column 0 is this one. Is it decreasing? Yes, true. Because each one is either less than or equal to. So watch that out. It's less than or equal to. So I want to approach this backwards. I always like doing the contrapositive logic, the opposite logic basically, where I say I'm looking for if it's not decreasing. So the not decreasing if it's not less than or equal to, the opposite of less than or equal to is just greater than. So just greater than, opposite of less than equal to. So I'll keep that in mind, but let's set it up. So now that I have the method header correct, I can write it out first things first, maybe zoom out a little bit. There we go. So I'm returning true or false. So because I'm returning true or false, I don't set up a result normally. I just return it either true or false. And then I say, okay, what's going on there? I'm given the C, so I just have to loop over the R. So I set up my int R equals 0, R less than matrix dot length, and then R plus plus. So it's the same loop, and it's not double loop because I'm already given the C. So I'm going to say, is the current one, is the one in the current row. So I'm going to start after the first row. So I'm saying, okay, after the first row, I guess if there's only one row, it's always going to be true. I guess I should put that in the preconditions or something, but either way, it's fine. So I'm going to say if the next row item, so if the matrix item and R plus 1, no, the previous one. So if the previous one, if the one above it, so if the one above it, there we go, here we go, here's, if the one above it is not, oh no, if the one I'm at, there, that's what I'm going to say. So that 9, I'm looking at that 9 still. I'm saying if the current one I'm at is bigger than the one above it. Okay, so that's what I want. Matrix, that's my minus 1, R minus 1. So again, if the one I'm at is bigger than the one above it, then it's not increasing, and this is false. I don't know why this bolds that. Oh well. Okay, then at the end, only after everything do I return true. So they're all the falses are taken care of. Okay, then I look at the other ones. Okay, so if this right here, if the 7 is bigger than the 5, or even 5 bigger than 2, it would be false. Yes. What else is false? This wait. 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 3 should be false. That's this column right here, and it is false. I guess I ran out of room. I didn't do all the columns. This one is also false because the 7 is bigger than the 2 in that case. So 4. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Okay, so again, if the current element is bigger than the one above it, and since it's a minus 1, I have to do plus 1 here. I could have said if the one below it is less than the current one. No, less than. No, if the one below it is bigger, yeah. So I could have said if the one, so if I'm at this one, that's RC. If the one below it, the 9 or the 7, is greater than the current one, and I could have done like that with a plus 1 here, and then since I have a plus 1 here, I can't go to the last row. There's nothing underneath the last row, so I can't be at the last row. So it's either this one with a plus 1, and then a minus 1 up next to the length, or like I had it with the R and the minus 1 on the right, and then the positive 1 instead of 0. Okay, that's it for these two problems. Good luck.